know, man. So I know a lot of YouTubers say like, oh, I'm making this video because I hope that other people in my situation find some value in it. But no, this is totally a self-serving video. I don't care if you find value in it, you know. This is a metaphor for life. Like, you create your own meaning in life, so create your own meaning out of this video. Hello, friends. My inner darkness is leaking out. You heard that right. Where is my bottle opener? So, what do I mean by that? This morning I woke up at 6 in the morning, which is, you know, a good, healthy time to wake up. I enjoyed the morning sunlight and I was like, wow, maybe I should get up earlier, more. I had a lot of things planned actually for today. I had to call Best Buy. I sat down to start doing my makeup at 1:30 and I just stopped and it is 6:30. So every time I would finish my makeup, I'd be like, no, this isn't right. I have to start over again and reapply my makeup. I kept thinking, you know, I have to like go to a game night tonight. There are going to be people there that I don't know. So anyway, what I mean to say is there has been a pimple at the end of my nose the entire day. Please don't look at it. Yeah, it does put you in your own head when you do your makeup that many times. I don't know what a face is supposed to look like. I'm a little bit worried that my face doesn't look like a face. I have to like decompress from all of the makeup doing. So today I was thinking that I would talk about tragic dating stories from my early 20s. In all likelihood, if you're watching this, you are like one of 5 people who I know in my real life. But if not, I'm gonna give you a rundown. When I was in high school, I did not date very much. I got to college and then I got a Tinder and I was like, wow, the world of dating is so expansive. I found my soulmate on Tinder. I'm going to move to London to meet my soulmate from Tinder. It turned out really bad. So at the end of those 6 months of study abroad, I came back to Michigan, where I was going to school, and I was like, okay, I guess this soulmate thing is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. He's going to have to come around to me, but in the meantime I need to get more dating experiences, and I can bring my experience when he comes back in my life. I know it's delusional, okay? I really do think my face is fucked up. It's scaring me. Yep, so I had come back from London and I was determined to have my own dating experiences. I moved back into my co-op. If you don't know what a co-op is, it's basically like a co-ed fraternity, but for like weird kids who are experimenting with communism. There was this older member who lived in our house, not that much older, he was like 28. He always struck me as this very mysterious person. When I came back, I realized that this mysterious person who had seemed so interesting also had a really hot, douchey brother. And I was like, wow, you have this like older brother who seems really cynical and weird. Then he has this like younger, douchey brother who like seems like he likes surfboards. He's just like hang loose, you know? The day that I met the brother of my housemate, let's call him Jake, was the eve of Jake's 25th birthday, and he invited me to his party, and I was like, yeah, I might go. And I didn't, because I was busy being 20 years old. I was busy, and I wasn't about to go to a literal bar where I couldn't drink. I kept seeing Jake around, and he was like, oh, you missed my birthday, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I was like busy. We kind of got to talking, and somehow I got him interested in me, or maybe he'd always been interested in me, but I basically seduced him. All I can say is I have mad game, and it's great. I was enthralled because he looks like he would be popular in high school. I was not popular in high school, so I was like, whoa. My immediate thought was like, he's a douche, but maybe he's a douche with a heart of gold. And so I started to construct this narrative with what little information I knew about him. What I knew was that both him and I liked mint Milanos. I also knew that he liked writing, so naively I was like, that's like one of the first things he says about himself. Clearly that means that he is an artistic type. Oh yeah, and the third thing I knew was that he had been going to college for education, but he dropped out because he was like, who knows what he was doing. The reason he was inspired to do education was because he wanted to help special needs kids. Clearly he wasn't that inspired because he'd been out of school for like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years, and he still wasn't going back to school so he could help those special needs kids. So I don't know about that. But you know what, naively I was looking for this bad guy with a heart of gold narrative. I wanted him to be a kind villain that I discovered, a diamond in the rough, if you will. I just got a text, so I'm gonna check it. Nice. I'm supposed to leave for my stupid thing, but my face is fucked up. Early on, it was not great, and I told myself, you know, it won't be great because he still is a diamond in the rough. You have to cut him, you have to polish him, you have to set him into a ring. That's such a bad metaphor. Early on, my friends who lived in the same co-op as me told me like, oh yeah, like we heard that he was really interested in this other girl, Jennifer, and she wasn't really interested in him and he just won't leave her alone. If she ever decides that she wants him back, he probably is just gonna like leave you. And that kind of raised the alarm bell because I was like, I just was passed over by my soulmate, so that's not a good sign. But I still was like, you know what, these people don't like him. They don't like his mannerisms. They don't like that he seems kind of douchey. So I'm just not gonna listen to their warnings and I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever I want. And the dates were really bad. So the first date we ever had was he had to move out of his apartment and he invited me to help him move out of his apartment. And on the way, he took me to a coffee shop. He ordered us our coffees. We sat down and he opened his phone and he opened Facebook and he opened to a meme page called Fuck Jerry and just like scrolled through laughing at memes to himself. He didn't even show me most of the memes. If he saw a really funny one, he would be like, haha, look at this funny meme. And I would read it and I would be like, that's not funny. That's like not funny. But I would have to be like, ha. And he didn't ask me any questions about myself and I was like, you know what? We'll get there. Maybe you don't need to be asked questions about yourself. Maybe you just have organic conversation that leads to knowing each other in a more intimate, deep, profound way. Who's to say? We went and I helped move him out of his apartment. Why he would let someone he's recently started dating see that apartment, I have no idea because it was so gross. I had to clean up like moldy food for him. He had like a pile of crusty socks in his closet. How does it even get that crusty? So it just occurred to me 5 years later why the socks were crusty. Jake used to come in my room, literally. He used to come to my room on his lunch breaks and eat his takeout, and he would leave his takeout in my room for me to clean up later, but he would also leave his crusty socks in the closet, which I never dealt with them because I was like, I don't really understand what's going on with this crusty sock, but I just realized why they were crusty. That's so gross. What the fuck? As I was leaving his apartment, this disgusting apartment, as I was walking home, I was like, I had this like really weird, really distinct feeling, and I feel like I am 5 years old and I'm at my friend's house and like her dad is making us watch golf on TV. And I've never liked golf. So it was kind of a feeling of profound displacement. It was a feeling of being like, huh, this is not for me. And I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my intuition, but I didn't. This whole time I was like, I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun. You know, it's probably fine. I just need to get to know him better, you know, because he's a heart of gold. He wants to work with special needs kids. Not that he's just learned over the years that like that's a good talking point for picking up girls. He has such a pretty face. So another time, this was like week 2 of dating, he invited me to a not a rave, it was an EDM festival in Detroit, and it was like in this weird space between factories. And I was going with him and his friend, and he had brought some kind of a drug for him and his friend to take. I'm not gonna say what it is, but all I can say is that it comes on a piece of paper. And I guess it had cost him some money. He somehow lost it in the car. And then because he lost it in the car, he lost it. And by he lost it, I mean he lost his mind. He got so angry that he had lost his drugs that he left the car, grabbed like a huge stick, basically the same height as him, and he took the stick and he just like against a tree. I was like, whoa, that's intriguing. I should have been like, wow, that's concerning, he has anger problems, but I was like, huh, he seems like he's very troubled but has a heart of gold. Oh my god. So directly after he branched the tree, for lack of a better term, he peed in someone's backyard. There's no other part to that part of the story. I just wanted to say it because it was so ridiculous. He had no top on and he was just like bang, and then he took off his pants and peed in someone's backyard, and there was a guy who saw the whole thing. It was so weird, but he did have a pretty face. Unlike some people, am I right? To be honest, we didn't date for very long. We dated for like 6 weeks, but this is the first time that I like really dated someone I could say, oh yeah, this is someone that I'm like consistently dating. We see each other many days per week. I remember being at a party with him. It was the tail end of summer. It was welcome week for the freshmen, but I was super mature. I was a senior, so I was at an apartment party. I was with Jake. We were sitting on the couch together, and somehow the status of our relationship came up. He was like, yeah, so how do you think things are going? And as he said that, God intervened. I swear to God. He got a call in that instant that he was trying to define the relationship. I am certain that what he was about to say was, I think we should like make it official. And I'm sure what I would have said is yes. Who knows what would have happened if I had been like, yeah, let's date. Maybe I'd be married right now and like really upset, and I'd be playing golf every weekend. I don't know. He doesn't play golf, but I'm just saying, like, it would be like playing golf or watching golf. I don't know. Maybe I'd be super into golf. He leaves the room to take this urgent call, I think from his brother or something. And so I go on the balcony and I run into my friend. My friend's very good friend offered me a drink. As he hands me the drink, Jake sees and he's like, what are you doing? You can't just accept a drink from some guy. And I was like, I know him, I know this guy. It's really not a big deal. And he was like, you should only accept a drink from me, to be honest. And I was like, well, I don't really need to have you telling me who I can and cannot accept a drink from. I do trust him, even though he's probably a sociopath. So it was kind of tense for the rest of the night, and we never revisited that conversation about the status of our relationship, thank God. Ugh. To think that About a week later, classes had just started. Jake was supposed to come over to hang out with me and my housemates, but he didn't for some reason, and he came over really, really late. We were hanging out on our porch. He was like, you know what's such a good idea? And I was like, what? And he was like, we should go to a bar. Now, I was 20, mind you, so I could not go to a bar. And I was like, I can't go to a bar, and I also don't have a fake ID. And he was like, I have a plan. I'm going to go in and talk to your friend, Vanessa, and I'm going to get her to lend you her ID for the night. And I was like, okay, have fun with that. So he goes in the house, I'm sitting on the porch, and I'm like on my phone, and it's taking a little while. I go upstairs. Jake is in Vanessa's room, standing over her sleeping figure. come on, just let us use your ID. And she's super freaked out. She at this point was like, oh my god, he's going to hurt me. He's going to like kill me. And I was like, what are you doing, Jake? Oh, I'm just getting her ID. I feel like maybe you're not reading the room properly. He was like, you know what, it's fine. We can just have beers on the porch and I'll heat up my, what do you call it? I'll heat up my leftovers, which I will not offer to you because I'm a bad date. And so we go downstairs. He's heating up the stuff in the microwave. And by stuff, I mean the leftovers. This guy who lives downstairs, who is kind of a weird guy, he was always high on. He comes upstairs and he's like, Vanessa told me what you did. And then he like swings and punches Jake, but Jake is a lot stronger than him. The guy who came up to beat Jake up was kind of fat and slow. And so Jake was muscular, like I said, he was douchey and hot. And he like starts beating up this guy. As this is happening, somehow the fire alarm is pulled and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what the fuck? We go outside. Everyone is really upset. For some reason, they're upset with me. To be honest, like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything in this situation besides... I didn't do anything in this situation. But everyone is like, I can't believe you would let him in this house. But it's like, I didn't let him in this house first. It was his brother who let him in the house first. And you're not mad at him. We decided to go for a walk, me and Jake, so he could cool down from the fight. And Jake was like, oh my god, everyone thinks I'm such a douchebag. That sucks. But in my head I'm like, haha, narrative validated. He isn't a douchebag. So right about him, but also part of me was like, maybe I'm wrong about him. Maybe he actually is a douchebag. You probably shouldn't break and enter into someone's room while they're sleeping and then hover over their bed being like, give me your ID. We take a few tours around the city. It's a small city. Eventually I'm like, okay, I'm super tired. Can I just go home? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I get home. The lock on the door is not like a key lock. It's like a 4-number code that you punch in. They changed the code without telling me. My housemates just decided unilaterally, hey, we don't like this girl anymore. She is dating someone who revealed himself to be kind of shady. And so we're going to lock her out of her own home tonight. And so I texted them. I was on 2% at this point and kind of panicking. And I was like, hey guys, what the fuck? Did you know that it's illegal to lock someone out of their own residence? And then they were like, okay, well the code is this, but like you can't let him in. And if you're going to let him in, you can't stay tonight. And I was like, okay, that seems... The next morning I wake up, I pull out my phone and there's a voicemail. There is a warrant for your arrest, blah, 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 blah. And I freak out. I'm like, oh my god, did this like really culminate in me having a warrant for my arrest? Oh my god. Turned out to be a scam call just sent to me at the worst of times. However, the guy who threw the first punch, he did try and get me kicked out of the house, and my friend Vanessa never forgave me for dating this guy. She basically said that the fact that I dated him in the first place was a betrayal of her because you made a mistake by trusting this dude and constructing a narrative about him having a heart of gold. And the story doesn't end there. So I'm beginning to think maybe this guy is not for me, but I should be so happy. I should be so over the moon. This guy had moved into the neighboring town about 30 minutes by bus away, and it was less convenient to hang out with Jake. It was a Tuesday night. I had Wednesday classes at 9 a.m. No, at 8:30 a.m. Oh my god. And I woke up in the middle of the night. It was 3 in the morning, and I log onto Facebook. Jake sees that I'm online and he texts me and he's like, hey, you should come over right now. And I said, no, I have class at 3 a.m. I mean, no. I did not say that. I said I have class at 8:30 a.m. And he was like, well, I'll pay for your Lyft, so you basically have to come. And I was like, yeah, but then it'll take 30 minutes to get there, and then like you're gonna wanna like talk or whatever. I'll only get like 2 hours of sleep basically, because I have to get up. I would have to get up to like get ready for the day and take the bus and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it just wouldn't work out. And he was like, okay, well, if you're gonna be like that, then I guess I'll find someone else. And I was like, wow, way to make someone feel replaceable. I think that his account got hacked by a member of ISIS, so that's karma. I don't know why he would want Jake's profile, but at the end, he ended up sending me a Disney princess gift, and I was like, okay, after you send me that, I am done. It's fine to be ugly, you know what I mean? It's fine to be ugly. I'm okay with being hideous, it's okay. 6 months later, I encountered Jake at a party. I had recently broken up with someone, and I was trying to avoid the person I had recently broken up with at the party, so obviously I went to go and talk to Jake, the person who I had broken up with slightly less recently. I was actually pleasantly surprised because I was talking to Jake and I noticed that Jake had learned to ask questions about people. We were talking about music and he learned for the first time that, hey, I have an interest in music, and he was like, oh my god, what kind of music do you like? And I was like, right now I've been listening to a lot of Fiddler. And then he was like, can I hear it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, this song is great, I love it. And I was like, wow, I love that you have had positive growth as a person. And like, he tried making out with me and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I'm really not interested. And he was okay with it. I'm just like, wow, Jake, you really like had a glow up. You had a personality glow, you had a moral glow up. Since then, he has gotten in a serious relationship with this girl that I took French with, and they seem really happy together, and that girl was super cool. So, and I know that he got really into cooking and like plants and stuff like that. And I think he does art now too, and I'm just like, wow, Jake, you are so much more than that surfer dude douche who kept getting fired from restaurants. It gives me a lot of inspiration for my current life. Oh, so glorious. It's so beautiful. I love it. Anyway, it's late and I kind of have to go to this thing, and I don't want to. To be honest, I really don't want to go to this fucking thing. But I have to, because I said I would. The social event is far. An hour away by train when the trains are running well. Okay. And I'm worried that I looked really ugly in this whole video. And I know that that's so vain and it's so conceited. And I shouldn't want to be hot. I should be able to be hot and attractive at 25. Like, that is what being 25 is for. This pimple fucked up my whole day. It really did. Maybe it's not my pimple, it might be my brain. I do really feel like, I don't know, maybe I've been like really ugly this whole time. Fuck. I completely have lost my mind. Maybe I will text someone I shouldn't. Oh fuck, he just texted me. Okay, I have to go. I'm super ugly. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about everything. Oh my god. I am a loser. Thank you for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful Friday or whatever day it is. Bye bye. I guess I have to go on the train right now. It's so sad. I know it seems like I'm drunk, but really I've been like stuck in the mirror all day. It's crazy. I know I have a really chaotic energy. I'm sorry. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.